Oh, hello there, yes. I just thought I'd have a few words about Jimmy Carr, humour and topics. Yeah, Jimmy Carr has come in for quite a bit of flack because of his comments about the Roma or travelling communities that he made on his Netflix special. People have defended him, saying there should be no off-limits to comedy. And to a certain extent, that's true. But the target of comedy very often means that it's not edgy in the slightest. And what Jimmy Carr did isn't edgy for that very reason. Now, if he'd replaced the word gypsy with Jew, it would have been truly edgy comedy, wouldn't it? Truly edgy. But of course he didn't do that for two reasons. Number one, because he knows full well that that really will bring down the weight of the media upon him, and he won't have anyone defending him. And number two, he can guarantee that there won't be any travelling people in the audience, and it's just simply an easy target, like punching somebody in a wheelchair. And that's the problem with that, that's punching down. That's like the bully who hits you and then insists that you just can't see the joke. It's just a joke, isn't it? You don't get it. It's nasty. It's a bully. I mean, if you want to look at edgy comedians, there are a number of them, and historically, most of them are dead now. But I'm going to quote from a couple, okay? Let's have a look at Bill Hicks and what Bill Hicks used to say. Yeah. Now, I don't know what's happened to us as a world. Maybe 12 years of republicanism has made us think this way. But the reason I didn't vote for George Bush is because George Bush, along with Ronald Reagan, presided over an administration whose policies towards South America included genocide. So, yeah, you see, the reason I didn't vote for him is because he's a mass murderer. I'll pay the extra nickel on, a litre of petrol, just knowing little brown kids aren't being clubbed to death like baby seals in Honduras, so Pepsi can put a plant down there. Now, saying that, is edgy comedy, it's punching upwards. Another favourite of mine is George Carlin, also sadly dead. But if you ever see him on talk shows, he was prepared to talk truth to power, and the stuff was genuinely edgy because you knew full well that he would go for the jugular for those in power. He popped that complacent bubble all the time. Let's quote from him. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork and just dumb enough to passively accept all those increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your social security money. They want your retirement money. They want it back so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. Now, that's from over 20 years ago. It's not only edgy, it's not only funny, it's true. You may notice that's the world that we live in now. That's edgy comedy. Jimmy Carr doesn't do that. He makes knob gags about your mum. He does it very well, but don't tell me that he's an edgy comedian. That's just racism. And it's rather pathetic bullying, and it's rather pathetic to defend him for it. If I was to make jokes about the Holocaust, people would be coming for my head. Anyway, that's Tuesday. Have a lovely day. Speak truth to power.